Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking, coming to you with another video, a very special video for not only MechWarrior Online, but the channel in general. And I just got back from Mech-Con earlier today, and I wanted to do a recap video for you guys. Now I'm going to try and go through everything. I'm going to try and hit every single detail that I possibly can. I'm going to try and keep down on the time as much as I possibly can, but there's a lot to go through. There were a lot of things that were announced. There's a lot of stuff that you did see. There's a lot of stuff that you didn't see. And I just want to kind of give you guys a full encompassing perspective of everything that happened at Mech-Con. Starting with the first day that I got here up until, taking off on that plane to come back home earlier today. So we're going to start off on Thursday night. Now, on Thursday night, no one really was there yet. I know a couple people were there, but I got in very, very late. I got in around 10:30. Put my bags, I got into downtown Vancouver. I put my bags, at the Ramada, and I was like, I'm gonna probably wind up crashing here. I put them inside. I walked next door to just a local bar that I guess everyone was hanging out at. And I wound up just hanging out with the locals. It was a long time that I was chilling with the locals for. And it was just a mixed group of people, and I wound up staying out till like 6 or 7, in the morning, really. And I crashed on the Ramada lobby couch, and and I kind of just left. They were like, what are you doing here? Like, and I was like, oh, I'm just waiting for some people, and I just knocked out. And then I got up the next day. I figured out where exactly I was going to go and everything, and around what time the rest of the people that told me when they were coming, when they were going to be there. So I kind of gauged around that. I went to the Pinnacle Hotel, and then I left all my stuff there. I changed and stuff like that, and got ready. And then I headed back out. I met up with Baradul and True North, Death's Riddle, and one of Death's Riddle's friends had all come up, and I met them at one of the coffee shops at Tim Horton, like in the middle of the city, and we literally just chatted. They were the first to technically see me, and know who I was in person. So I wound up just chatting with them for a bit. We went to this first restaurant where I tried for the first time poutine. So this is what it looked like. This is it on the left. And then a steak sandwich. Now, when they said steak sandwich, I thought it was going to be like a cheesesteak. But no, it's literally a sirloin steak. That was the special for the day. A sirloin steak on like this toasted little pear-shaped bun. It was very, very interesting, but it was very good as well, and they had great beer to go along with it. So I really, really enjoyed it. But that was hanging out with these guys. This was the bar that we actually. Nope, that's not it. Already screwing it up. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Come on, I literally just had. Oh my gosh, I think I put it. Yep, I did. I put it on the. Yeah, I did. I put it on the desktop. Wait, could I find this really quick? Yeah, I am going to find it. Okay, we're right here. We're right here. Just give me 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Bang. So we were chilling at the bar and and this restaurant for a little bit, and we were all just kind of hanging out, drinking, eating, chatting, and everything. So there's Death's Riddle, there's Baradul, there's True North, there's Calamity Wolf, who I met in the lobby, and we played a joke on him. Actually, when we first got there, he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm looking for Majestic," because we were talking in the Discord and everything like that. And literally, lo and behold, I was standing right across from him, and these guys convinced him, "Oh, yeah, he's supposed to be here and everything," and then. Eventually, I wound up revealing it to him, and he's like, "Oh, you asshole! Yeah, like I thought you were gonna tell me, and I thought you were gonna come out of nowhere, and I'm gonna know, who you were and everything." But this was essentially the group that we rolled around with. From here, we actually went to PGI, which was literally across the street. So we went to PGI, which. I mean, I'm just going to give you guys the raw facts. It is on the second floor of a shopping mall, which I I didn't expect. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like a corporate building or something like that, and they had a floor or something like that. But I didn't realize that you actually have like retail businesses that aren't necessarily like window shoppy type of businesses in these malls that for instance PGI are occupants of. And so we went up the stairs, we went down the hall, and then it just said, Piranha Game Studios. It was right there. And it was kind of cool, to see, just to kind of check it out. And we went on a tour in there. It was the last tour of the day, and everyone showed up that I kind of expected to be there. I mean, the list is going to go on and on of who wound up showing up, but pretty much everyone that streams MechWarrior Online was probably there at some point. They all showed up during the 4:30 tour of PGI. Now, they didn't let us take any pictures inside of PGI. Obviously they didn't want us to, take pictures of any concept art or anything like that, or maps or textures or anything that they're working on, which is completely understandable. It was a fantastic time. We got to walk around on the main floor. We met up with, Phil or Sean Lang. We met up with Daeron, and then we walked around and we met up with some of the, the bug fixers, the texture artists, and, we kind of just ran around on the floor, and they didn't really... There weren't any limitations, really. You could really go up to any one of these guys and ask them whatever you wanted, and that was an awesome impression that I got. The fact that you were able to just shoot the shit really with anyone that you wanted to, and chat about any part of the game, whether they were working on a bug fix or a new mech pattern or anything, hard hit points, stuff like that. It was really cool that they kind of gave us free reign to walk around and trusted that obviously we were going to do the right thing, which everyone did. And at the end of it, they did have a little bit of like a downtime session in one of the back rooms. They have a piranha tank where they do have actual piranhas living in, and they had some of the devs and customer support and stuff like back there. All the names that you really hear of or have seen on the title of MechWarrior and MechWarrior 5 were pretty much walking around at this point. They had a bunch of people that were staying there because they knew of the tours and they knew that we would probably have questions and everything. Absolutely fantastic time. Had an absolute blast. And then from there, we walked back. Calamity got me a Burger King crown. And then we went into the lobby back of the hotel, and Calamity wanted to play a prank on Drilledge and Captain Yid. These guys were the two unfortunate guys that were sitting in the lobby, and Kanajashi. So these three guys actually were unfortunate enough to face the wrath of, or confusion rather, of Calamity, who convinced them that he was majestic, and that I just kept silent the whole time because I knew my voice would probably give it away. But eventually we did tell them and stuff like that, and they thought we were jerks and stuff. Pre-gamed with Drilledge before we went out to somehow I got invited to the VIP dinner. I spoke with Daeron at the tour, and then we went straight to the VIP dinner from there. Before we did that, I'm just going to leave some pictures up here for you guys in the meantime, so you don't have to keep seeing this scroll. But this is pretty much the layout of the room, of what it looked like. So as you can see, you had Father Bill over here, you have Phil over here, you have Daeron over there, BB Wolf, and of course Calamity's got his eye in the picture. And pretty much just streamers, VIPs, any kind of public figure of MechWarrior Online was here at some point. Harebrained Schemes actually coincidentally booked the same spot. And they were outside, and then we all showed up, and then it turned into this huge thing. There were supposed to be 50 people. It turned out to be over 100, and the staff, these poor girls were running around like crazy trying to get all these requests in, but huge shout out to them for putting up with us, and not only putting up with us, but actually doing a pretty decent job with all of the requests for everything. So a huge credit for them in being able to handle this capacity and amount of people when obviously it was almost twice or more than twice of what they expected. But it was really an absolute blast getting to network and speak with a bunch of other streamers, and you don't know. It's one thing that I think all of us kind of said to each other was, you try and you hope that you can put a face to a name before you actually meet them in person, but then once you meet them in person, you're always going to be wrong. Like, in some capacity, you're always going to be wrong about what you expected about them. And for instance, all these guys said, "Oh, we thought the reason why you weren't showing yourself on cam because we thought you're some like short midget who was like 1,000 pounds or something like that." And then when they met me, they're like, "Oh, wait, you're different. Like, you're just not." You're not what we expected, in other words. And it was really cool to be able to meet some of you guys, put faces to name, and hang out with you guys. We all have this common interest, and we were all able to be there. For instance, Drilledge, Calamity Wolf, Lamental Jester, Captain Yid, you guys all, I believe, at some point showed up during the VIP dinner. And really, PGI and all these guys, they kind of just welcomed everyone in. It really didn't feel like it was like, oh, here are the VIPs and here's all the attendees or anything like that. It was all kind of just mixed into one. It's like, yeah, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. And that was really, really cool because that's what I thought of it should be in regards to getting more of the community involved. And everyone had a great time. It was an absolute blast. But yeah, we did pregame at Drilledge's room before we went. And this guy, let me tell you guys, if you don't know Drilledge, and next time you get the opportunity, maybe Mech-Con 2018, you have to get a drink from this guy. He knows how to make his stuff. I believe his wife used to be a bartender and pretty much taught him everything, I'm guessing, or they taught each other, or I don't know how it works, but unbelievable. And thank you again, Drilledge, for having us. And for the special treats and so forth. So thank you again. We did do the VIP dinner and everything like that. Everyone left. The next morning, we all got breakfast, and then we started scouting around for Mech-Con. Now, Calamity, in case you guys didn't know, he actually found a VIP pass and wound up giving it to me, which was awesome. I believe because he was kind of just walking around the venue beforehand. He was like, "Oh, I think I'll have my badge early." And he took one, and he's like, "Oh, I guess everyone gets one." And it wound up being a VIP badge, and he let me use it, which was really, really cool. We went into the venue. We toured around the whole thing. Guys, MechWarrior 5, absolutely incredible. An absolutely incredible experience. And in the little VIP lounge section, let me see if I could bring up some of these other pictures. So, here is the main stage, as I was showing you guys in the live stream. Over here they had Solaris 1 vs 1. In the corner they had Harebrained Schemes. Here was kind of just a sitting area, Q&A. Back right corner, like somewhere over here, was all tabletop. But then in the far left corner, back left corner, was the VIP area. And they had a booth in the back where you can do the entire demo for MechWarrior 5. As long you either died or completed your mission. You weren't on a time stamp of 15 minutes for a limit. That's what they gave all the attendees. But back in, to go into that booth and be able to just play, mess around with the mechs, see all that was there, and kind of just mess around and really get into the game without having to think that you only have 15 minutes to work with was absolutely incredible. And when I say that, I truly mean it. You really feel like you're in a behemoth piece of metal that is just absolutely destructive. And it's an absolute blast to play, and I hope that you guys get to play it. I know they announced it for December next year, so they're thinking about doing the launch party and MechWarrior Championship combo to make it their biggest one ever. So hopefully you guys will all be out there for that. I'm going to try and go again next year. I really would like to. But let's get back into the business here. Everything was catered for everyone. So they had lunch, they had snacks, they had dinner, they had drinks. You got 2 drinks per attendee, and if you weren't drinking, it didn't really matter because Russ and Daeron, I think they wound up handing out more and more drink tickets and stuff like that. Anyway, Solaris 1v1s. how they had it originally, like from the start, was if you won, you got a ticket, or you got to pull a ticket out of the box, and it was, you know, anywhere between a mech bay to 3,000 MC, I think was the most that I saw. Not sure if it went higher than that. It probably did. But they also had the standard pack for the SunSpider in there, and Seabills. So like everyone just kept getting back in line, getting all these free codes and stuff like that. And then they said if you guys compete and go, you know, fight in an Irby and you win, you get 2 selections. So the lines were long. And so to fight in an Irby, if you won, it was double the pay. I mean, it was a lot riskier because the other guy could be taking, you know, an Atlas or something like that, and just, you know, wipe you out. But if it were Irby on Irby kind of action and you won, you know, you got 2 tickets, and then you can redeem those. They gave us our camo patterns and everything that came with our ticket purchase. And then, you know, they also had merch. They had merch all over the place. They had BattleTech merch. They had Catalyst Games, who had like pairs of die that you could purchase. And then outside they also had pins and shirts and all this kinds of stuff. It was definitely an experience, to say the least. And really, really thankful and appreciative for the whole thing. And you know, when we were doing the studio tours and everything like that, I even got a couple pictures. Like here, you have RJBass or Bass. RJ, I keep saying bass because I think bass and bass and everything like that, and you know, whatever. So RJBass, and then you had Nutty and Starwolfe here. I also got a picture with the commander and Baradul. And there's the piranha fish tank behind us. So we took one like next to the fish tank, and just you know, kind of chilling, just hanging out. So this was actually in the studio and everything that that was there. I managed to he looks so happy. I managed to grab a picture with Bear Claw, and that was a good time. That was at the dinner and everything like that. So we had a lot of fun. And then I wanted to put this one up for you guys, so at least you knew what the schedule was like. They had a couple stages and meet and greets and stuff like that, autographs. Where the presentations were, and then the all-day events, obviously the CGL demos and HBS demos, and then Solaris 1v1. Merch sales were up all day. MechWarrior 5, early playable. You know, you had a time slot, and when you walked in, they gave you a ticket that told you when your time slot was, and you kind of just showed up. But then, you know, really all of this stuff was kind of like intermingled, and they did a great job kind of facilitating. Like I know on Twitch it might not have looked like there was a whole lot going on, and like they kept abruptly ending or going from the broadcasters to the stage and so forth. But in between, then you always had something to do. It was 12 hours of constant action, as long as you made it into action, whether you wanted to go meet some people, or you wanted to do Solaris, or you wanted to, you know, go play MechWarrior 5, or you just wanted to kind of cruise around and network a little bit. And then you had the championships going on, you're listening to the broadcast, you're watching the presentations, you might want to grab some food or a drink or something like. It was all, and the fact that it was all in the same building just made it super, super convenient. So I really did appreciate that aspect of it. Definitely neat. And then I actually happened to catch a photo of Mitch and Jordan playing BattleTech against each other, like kind of just in their chill time while they were about to set up, because they were getting ready for their presentation and everything like that. And they were just kind of fighting. They literally, they're like, yeah, why don't we play a game? Why not? Sure, let's do this. And they walked out there and just sat down and started playing. So that was a really neat aspect about you know, the devs are so involved in their own product, and that was such a cool aspect to see. Is like they're not just creating this; they have a passion for it, and they really showed it here. As for the actual championships themselves, congratulations again to EMP on their second year in a row victory in MechWarrior Online World Championships, and a huge congratulations to both Eon and 228 as well. I mean, it takes a lot of time, effort, energy, and dedication to make it to where they got to, and you know. I know the guys from 228. I got to meet them there, which was awesome. That was the first unit I was ever a part of. And then the Eon guys, I don't even know where they came out of, but that was kind of crazy to see that EMP isn't necessarily invincible that everyone thinks that they are, because I mean they pulled a series from them. So, there were some huge ups and downs throughout the whole thing. And it was absolutely incredible to just kind of see everyone rally around it and embrace it and cheer each other on, and just the spirit of competition was also there. The spirit of just Mech Warrior and BattleTech in general was also there, and it was a healthy mix, from my personal opinion of it. As for they had when Catalyst Games went up and did like a raffle and stuff like that, they had a girl who was cosplaying Natasha Kerensky. They had let's see. I just don't want to. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. That's the big thing. But yeah, the whole place was obviously like super into when the finals were on and everything. And it was, and even the interviews. I don't know how. Somehow I got into an interview slot. It was really cool. I was kind of just like chilling around near the stage, and then Daeron was like, "Oh yeah, we'll put Starwolfe up there," and then Animatronic went up after that, and then he was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a third guy. Go on up, go on." And then it was awesome meeting Phil and Daeron in person and everything like that. Really great guys. I mean, overall, I just had a great experience speaking with them. And I know that they catch a lot of flack sometimes, but after actually speaking with them in person and everything, I'm gonna tell you guys first, they're great guys. They really are, and they have a passion for this, and as we all do. But they also have a tremendous amount of responsibility in putting on this event for everyone. So, a huge props to them for obviously getting through the whole thing and making it as successful as it was, and building up hype and carrying it to next year and beyond and everything like that. The presentation by Russ, I think, was a great job. I'm very excited actually about Solaris City, Solaris 7. Congratulations again to George Ladeau and Haven for being the voiceovers for that. And that should be a very, very exciting addition, obviously to this whole space in general. And then, Mech Warrior 5. I did not expect 4-player co-op. I expected maybe 2 at most, if that. Otherwise, it would just be like maybe a campaign and some, some multiplayer. But if they were gonna do co-op, I was expecting 2. But now you have 4, which is an entire lance. So I'm already talking to some of the other content creators about, getting together, creating some content in a lance, and even with you guys as followers, supporters of these channels and everything like that. It would be awesome once this game releases next year to be able to group up with you guys and do some videos with us in a whole lance. It's probably going to be exactly that. You have to take a light, a medium, a heavy, and an assault, and everyone picks their mech, whatever they want to choose, and we just have a good time. So very much looking forward to that. Awesome couple words here just to announce to you guys. Don't forget to log in on December 27th for your goodie bags. You do have to just complete a game of MechWarrior Online, and then you get all of the bonuses that Russ had mentioned, including the special variants for the Roughneck, the hero, and the special variant for the SunSpider. You get some MC, some C-bills, really just a bunch of stuff. And it's the biggest giveaway that they've done in the spirit of this holiday season. 25 extra loot bags, like just a crazy amount of extra little things. And all you have to do is sign in. There's no payment or anything like that involved. It's just it's simply a matter of logging on. That's really all you have to do. So don't forget, December 27th is that day. As for the SunSpider itself, 70-ton Clan Omnimech that PGI created. I'm gonna get this other picture up. Me and Nutty took a picture in front of EMP, and I believe that was Eon over there. And we were kind of just chilling, hanging out. Awesome guy to hang out with, and great conversations going on between all of us, and just having a good time. Really, it's pretty simple. Just had a good time. So I'll put up these pictures as well. This was Black Watch when they went up on stage at the end. I can't name them all because I don't know the whole team, but I did actually have a pretty cool conversation with Panic Button. That is their captain over here. And let's see who's up. Who do I have here? Yeah, here's Eon Synergy. This was their team, and their captain is over here. And then last but not least, the big guys. Yep, EMP. There they are. So, a great group there, and I did not expect Proton to be like 6'3". He's like chilling and hanging out, and I was like, man, you're a big dude. So, it was cool meeting each of these guys. I saw them in the lobbies. I saw them during Mech-Con. Obviously, we saw them compete and everything like that, and it was really just a very neat and interesting experience to watch the entire, the quarterfinal, semifinal, and then now the finals all the succession and build up to this very moment. They had the banners in the background, the clan banners on this side, and then they had the Inner Sphere banners on the other side. So that was really neat to kind of just kind of put in context of like how much time and kind of effort they put into obviously making this feel as much of more of an experience than just like a convention of pilots and BattleTech and Mech Warrior. So again, congratulations to them. I kind of just took these random pictures. There's Daeron waving his arms around, but this was, I believe, right after EMP had won. So obviously the cameras were rushing up on stage. And their team was all like kind of just like high-fiving each other, going towards the back, and everyone was jumping around, and it was really just a neat experience. But going back to the SunSpider, 70-ton clan Omni-Mech created by PGI, now into the lore, their own creation here. And it's actually a really neat looking mech, I have to say. It is a pretty cool looking mech. So I'm going over to the SunSpider. 70-ton clan Omni. I'm not going to go through everything right now, but there are the specs on it, inclusive of the hero, the manual. But they do have, 5 variants, and then the 6th being the manual. Really cool looking mech, especially with the hard points and everything like that. I think for a 70-ton heavy clan Omni mech, it's definitely going to be a beast depending on the hitboxes. Looking at the configuration of the mech, I could see it's pretty much looks like a gigantic locust. I mean, I was looking at between the locust and then like with the arms, like the angular arms and stuff like that, and not as elongated of a nose on it, but pretty much kind of like the mama or papa locust, kind of with the geometry that they were going with here, and the hard points. I mean, there is I forget which variant of the locust has the missiles up the arms. They go up all the way up the actual pod space on there, and then they have the energy across the torsos and the ballistics on the torsos and everything like that. So kind of some similarities drawing between them, but nonetheless very excited for this mech to come out. They were giving away codes through the Solaris 1v1, and everyone kept just kind of churning through to hopefully get one. I did manage to get a standard pack code for it, so I'm super excited about that. And what I did is, since obviously no one knew like what I looked like or anything like that, I was just hopping in line and meeting you guys, and that was probably the coolest part for me. Just like no one knew who I was, and then I would hop in line as a solo player, just going towards the arena, and then hopping in line, seeing another player that was solo, and being like, hey, how's it going? What's your in-game name? How's everything? And just carrying a conversation, and they would ask, oh, what's your in-game name? And then when like some people would be like, oh yeah, oh Majestic, that's you. Like, are you like the YouTube creator? And then having that conversation, just building off of that, and then exchanging builds and Smurfies and where to send stuff to and how to get more involved. So it was just incredible how much you're able to talk about just off one subject topic. You know what I mean? and you know, to run around with the group that I was with between you know, Drill, Captain Yid, Calamity, and Lamental Jester. You know, that was really the and Kanajashi was there as well. He was kind of hopping around between everything that we were doing. By the way, huge thank you again to Kanajashi for letting me stay with him while we were there. Probably one of the most polite guys you'll ever meet in your life. If you guys have the opportunity to meet Kanajashi maybe next year at Mech-Con, he's like one of the most down to earth, nice guys. Calamity is exactly what you expected him to be. I'm just gonna say that right now. Jester is also his like his personality is exactly what I expected to be. Looks, he's tall. He's a lot taller than I expected him to be. And his voice gave the impression that he was older, but he's actually younger, obviously looking at him now, than I expected him to be. So that's a compliment, by the way. And I had such a great time with these guys. Drilledge, Captain Yid, you guys, I just had such a great time even chatting with you guys for the times that we did, whether it was during breakfast or chilling, hanging out, drinking, and everything like that, and just enjoying the surroundings of Mech-Con and just having casual conversations and being able to put faces and voices to name. You know, it's such a different experience when I'm able to see and hang out with you guys rather than just either typing or chatting to you through a microphone. And with that being said, you know, now that Mech-Con is over, during live streams, and I'm not sure if I'm do it for videos, just because I don't necessarily feel the need that my face should be in the video. But for live streams and everything like that, as I mentioned, I did promise that I'm going to have, you know, a webcam going forward, which I'll have set up for the next live stream. So I'll obviously make that announcement. I'll put in the title and everything for everyone who wants to tune in. So now that you know what I look like, you know what to expect, obviously, during the next live stream and everything. But it was just it was a great experience, and it was also very humbling as well. Especially, you know, like I didn't draw attention or anything to you know, who I was or anything like that, obviously, because I didn't have a face for so long in the community. And then you know, to meet you guys, or someone hears word of mouth or saw me in the interview and ran up to me afterwards and like, I was standing nearby you the whole time, I didn't even know it was you. It's you don't know what to say, like, because you're just so overwhelmed with like, hey, that's like, I thank you, I appreciate the support. It really is awesome that everyone's here for the same reason, and you know, to see you guys as supporters there in general is just a great feeling. So again, I just want to say a huge thank you on that note. I want to also thank all the followers and subscribers that I met there. Again, you know, Captain Yid, Drilledge, Lamental Jester, Calamity Wolf. You know, I met up and I actually got a chance to speak with these guys in person, like Baradul and Nuttyrat, Starwolfe, Banlish, Father Bill, Kanajashi, Bear Claw, you know, Proton. I don't even want to keep going down the list because I know I'm going to forget someone, but you guys know who you are and who I was able to speak to, and it was such a cool experience being able to actually, you know, speak with you guys in person and carry a conversation, and now being able to associate with one another, I think is critical, especially with this community, and is also really, really awesome because, you know, it could always be a one-sided conversation when one person has a webcam and someone else doesn't, but now that we all know what each other looks like, most of us do use webcams when we're doing live streams, and especially since I'm going to be starting to use one now. And again, thank you again to Russ for putting on this show. Tina, who's an incredible little event, you know, and community outreach manager, I guess you could say, making every single one of the streamers and VIPs and attendees and everything feel very, very welcome, answering all of the questions, getting everyone involved, and she's very soft-spoken, but she's a very critical figure for PGI, and she did a fantastic job. Daeron and Phil. Again, they obviously kept the ball rolling the entire time, and with coordination, and they're very iconic. You can't miss them. They're very distinct in where they were and how they were included with everything for this event. So they just made it even better. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this this recap of Mech-Con. You know, I didn't. I even with the 12 hours, I still didn't get to do everything. Like I didn't even have time to go and ask questions or play a full round of tabletop or anything like that. Because you wind up just speaking with people and you going off on tangents with interviews and just questions and bouncing ideas and it was definitely this was my first con ever. I know it's over 35 minutes into this video now, but yeah, this is the first ever quote unquote con that I've ever been to. So it was definitely a unique experience for me and one that I was really excited about. And especially the location. Now I didn't get the city of Vancouver is beautiful, but the majority of the time that we were there, it was just fog. I mean, there was just fog everywhere except for like a couple hours. There was some sun, and it was obviously a little brisk and everything like that, but nothing too crazy or anything. Apparently, Vancouver is like one of the warmest cities in Canada, so. It was definitely an awesome little city, and especially in where it's located. And I'm just going through or rehashing everything that had happened, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. And you guys helped not only make this Mech-Con experience happen with your support, but even being there and getting to meet you guys was the other half of this. So. That was after knowing that I would be able to attend Mech-Con and then meeting up with you guys. Those were the two halves of this puzzle that made it a complete package, and it was absolutely incredible. I can't thank you guys enough again for all the continued support, enabling me to get out here and out there, I should say. Experience Mech-Con, engage with you guys, network with you guys, and even go up on stage and all the support that you guys showed in Discord and in following on Twitter and even in the live stream and everything like that. Apparently there was a hashtag or something going around of Majestic for Mech-Con 2018 announcer and stuff like that. So if I could get involved somehow with a Bandit and Mike. That would be really, really cool. So hopefully I'll get to speak with them at some point, and obviously maybe start setting up for next year. I don't know how it all works, so I guess we'll have to figure that out along the way. But definitely look forward to some more awesome content, some collaborations, some videos that really dive into a deeper amount of information for these, all this stuff that was announced. And there, because there is a lot. There absolutely is a lot, and especially when we're thinking about like cosmetics. Like I put out a tweet about what was it the samurai shoulder pad battle axe Kodiak, which is like it looked insane, but it was actually kind of cool looking at the end of it. The actual in mech lab kind of view, like the 360 mech lab view of your mechs and stuff like that, I think was really neat. Obviously very, very atmospheric and, kind of made you feel like you're more in your own mech lab and everything like that. Very engaging, if you will. I'm forgetting that word that I'm looking for, where you're just like you're included in the entire environment. Like it's very interactive and very atmospheric in that capacity. But yeah, what else is there to say other than thank you to you guys? Thank you to you guys. A special thanks again to the Kanajashi for letting me crash. With him and all the streamers. You guys know who you are, who I spoke to. I said thank you a bunch of times already to all these guys, but I can't. But it really was something special being able to go to this, and I'm just kind of humbled and silenced by the whole thing, just because it was nothing like anything I've ever been to before, and apparently it's only going to be getting bigger and better as the years go on. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And with all the codes and stuff, speaking with Daeron, he said, anytime I need something, or if I'm doing like a charity stream or something like that, he'll just shoot some codes on over, so we can do some more giveaways for you guys. And I was like, this is just incredible. The fact that, like, all I needed to do was put my face out there and put myself out there and saying, like, yeah, so I want to do an interview. Let's do this. Let's just build more and more and more into it. The fact that they had animatronic up there and stuff like that. He's a mech warrior, but he's more on the creative, sound packs and music and graphic animations of things. But they still put the guy out there anyway, so that you guys know here's another option, and mod support on Steam and stuff like that for, sound mods and or even graphical mods, So it's kind of crazy how engaging it was. It wasn't just, a one-trick pony where you were only seeing one flavor of streamer or one flavor of person up there, or one flavor of VIP even. And, again, big special thanks to Calamity for getting me that pass, and pretty much just giving us the scoop on it. He's that guy, guys. If you don't know Calamity, get to know the guy, because he's just a very interesting guy in that capacity, where he always somehow knows everything about everything that's going on, and sneaks his way into getting the stuff that you don't expect to get. Jester, again, cruising around with you, boo. It was such a good time. We had a bunch of laughs and everything like that, and it was certainly very, very interesting. I think we have a very, very similar sense of humor, which is awesome. So I look forward to seeing you more on stream. Drilledge, thank you for having us. Obviously for some pre-gaming, for hanging out, for going out into Mech-Con and everything like that, and just kind of chilling. Like, Drilledge was like, he was like Papa Atlas, and we were like Son Urbies. The rest of us, and we're kind of all just like just chilling there, and Drill made sure that no one got out of line. and Captain Yid was like the calm uncle that he's insightful, and I'm sure that he would have our backs in anything, but at the end of the day, he's just gonna pass us back to Papa Drilledge in case anything really goes wrong. But it was really cool, meeting with all of you guys in that capacity, and again, Kanajashi, being able to interact obviously with you, on a frequent basis, especially now, is certainly very special and very very cool in and of itself, and definitely looking forward to doing some collaborations and stuff going forward. We have some stuff planned, especially now that we know what each other looks like and how each other acts on a more or less daily basis. Hopefully this will just kind of snowball into not even a stronger relationship, but a greater experience for you guys in the collaborations that we come up with. But that's really going to do it for me now. I know I said I was going to try and keep this video as short as possible, but I didn't want to leave anything out. Again, make sure that you log in on the 27th to get your free stuff, everybody. Stay tuned for all the stuff that is coming out, especially with MechWarrior 5 and Battletech. These guys are putting a lot of time and energy into this to make it all happen. Look forward to, I am going to do probably an overview video on the SunSpider that goes through the hard points and everything like that, and my first impressions and opinions of it. And then, obviously I'm going to be setting up the webcam and everything so that, we can be more engaged in the streams, and those of you who don't know what I look like yet will know. And that's going to do it for me. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for actually getting me there. That was absolutely huge. And I pride myself on having the best community on YouTube and Twitch. And I'm not afraid to say that, because you guys really are the best. And I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you guys so much again, not only for tuning into the video, but getting me there. And I really do appreciate all the support, and I look forward to not only the rest of this year, next year, and many more years to come with hanging out with you guys, but to get more involved and obviously keep you guys posted with everything going forward along the way. And I look forward to meeting more of you guys, especially if we can all somehow descend upon Mech-Con next year. I did promise that I would show up next year as the Black Knight, so that's what I'm already thinking about for in regards to what's up and coming within the next year. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the live streams and everything with the webcam and everything, and I'll keep you guys in the loop when that first stream is, so that you guys can obviously be all engaged and see for the first time. All right? Thank you guys again for tuning in. Last time I'm going to say it, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.